Hello, everyone, and welcome to Lucknow Meetup. So, we are on our part 2 session for MCP integration with Cursor and design MuleSoft API using Cursor AI. So, before we start, some safe harbor statements. So, both the speaker and the host are organizing this meetup in individual activity capacity only. We are not representing our companies here. This presentation is strictly for learning purpose only. We do not hold any responsibility that same solution will work for you. The presentation is not meant for any promotional activities. Some housekeeping. So, during this session, and you will get this in our meetup page within 24 hours. If you have any questions, you have mic access. Feel free to ask your question. Let us make it more interactive. And once the meetup is done, you will get a feedback form. So, I will request you to fill that up so that it will help us to improve our meetups and any session you specifically want, we can bring it to you. About the organizers, so Akub, me, Shyam, and Gursimran, we are the organizer for this Lucknow meetup. And I'm just skipping our introduction and moving over to Nazim. So Nazim is our speaker. Thank you so much for coming over here, Nazim, for the second time. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. If you want to introduce yourself, Nazim.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, hello everyone. Thanks everyone for joining. Myself Naseem Khan. I'm having more than 15 years of experience, IT experience, and as far as MuleSoft is concerned, yeah, 8+ years. And currently, I'm working with Cognizant as a technology architect, and I'm holding various certificates, yeah, certification in MuleSoft and other domain as well. So yeah, this was pretty much about myself.
Yep. Thank you, Nazim. And today's agenda will be like we'll have a small recap from what went part 1, and then Nazim will help us with Cursor AI and API designing. So over to you, Nazim.
Yeah, sure.
I'll stop sharing.
I'm sharing my screen.
Yeah.
Hope you can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So last meetup, what we did, MCP integration with the Cursor AI. So we did introduction of the MCP. What is this all about MCP and why we are using and how we can integrate with the Cursor AI. So that part we did, but yeah, I'll just recap quickly. So MCP is we can say is an open protocol and that simplifies how applications provide context to LLM. And we can think of MCP as a mediator and think of MCP like USB-C port where we can connect multiple devices to various peripherals, right, or accessories. So in short, yeah, we can say MCP provides a standard way to connect AI models to different data sources and different AI. So MuleSoft's implementation of MCP is very, designed for flexibility and for the speed up the integrations. Like, and with just a few clicks, we can transform our APIs into MuleSoft MCP servers. So no complex setup or manual, configuration required for this. And so this is the architecture MuleSoft has provided. Like in left hand side, we can say the multiple agents, various agents we can connect to MuleSoft MCP connectors, and then that will further connect to our downstream API or data sources, whatever we have in the downstream systems. So yeah, so in this one, we can say this MCP operates through server architecture. So in that one, I mean, there are two parts that MCP servers. So we can say these are the interfaces that connects to external data, like we can say Slack, GitHub, Google Drive, or whatever. So they expose functionalities that AI application can utilize or consume. So that is for MCP servers, and MCP clients is nothing but a AI application or agent. In the left hand side, if you see that AI agent, where is we can say we can use Cursor, Cloudy Desktop. Recently, I have just explored this VS Code as well. from VS Code, we can connect to our MuleSoft API and transform our MuleSoft API into MCP server using MCP connectors. So MCP servers are the interfaces that connect to external data. That is nothing but we can say our API, and MCP clients are AI agents. So these are the two components we can think of for MCP integration. And this is again the architecture where we can see this. The last one is the our backend data, or we can say it's a API, and in the middle layer we have this MCP MuleSoft MCP support. With the using of MuleSoft MCP connector, we can transform our API and expose to the AI agent. Yeah. So yeah, this is the architecture I just created for showcasing this creating API specification by just providing the input in LLM. So in the left hand side, yeah, I have used cursor. You can say multiple MCP client, and in the middle we have this MCP server through which we have I have designed this code and exposed as a MCP server. And the tools is nothing but we can say the flow. Okay, suppose in API endpoint we have multiple endpoints, but we don't want to expose all the endpoints to AI agent. So let's assume in one API we have 10 endpoints, and we just want to expose only get endpoints. Let's say for the person, I mean, if you are working in insurance vertical, so you can think of, okay, get policies, right? So if I want to expose this endpoint get method and the policies get policies by ID, so we just transform this endpoint to MCP server, and we can expose only this endpoint. So I'll showcase only three endpoints I have exposed, and we can think of tools as a number of flows which we are exposing to AI agent, so that they can interact with our tools. So in tools, I just added to get design center projects. So if I input, okay, can you create Salesforce system API into our design center? So it will first check whether that Salesforce system API exists in our project or not. If it doesn't exist, then it will ask your approval. Okay, create RAML or OpenAPI specification. So it will again ask for your approval. If you approve, then it will create the API spec in your design center. So this is how it makes API and agent ready. And this is again the MCP architecture in just different way. So in the so two things: MCP servers and MCP clients. Clients are the one who are consuming your API as an like agent, right? And MCP server, again, your API which you have exposed to consumed by an AI agent, right? So there is no complex. I mean, it's very straightforward. Only things I'll showcase of how we can pass the client ID credentials as well from the MCP configuration. So I have created an API which I have applied the client ID enforcement policy. So I'll showcase once I'll demonstrate. So yeah, this is the just extract from the project. So if you see here, MCP server tool listener, right? So let's assume this is not there, but our API is already exist. So if we need to expose this retrieve employee name by ID, so we can just use this MCP tool listener, and we can configure, and we have to give the path. So that path will be used when we are invoking from the cursor API. So we have to provide the URL with the complete API URL which has been deployed along with the path. So in this project, yeah, I'll showcase. Yeah, this is the configuration, MCP configuration. So MCP configuration is similar to this. It will use our listener config, And SSE endpoints, you can see this design center I have given. So slash design center we have to specify in the MCP configuration, in the mcp.json, where we are configuring this URL. And there are other things. This is how it looks like, the mcp.json. So in this one, if you see, I have four MCP servers, right? For configuration: first MCP demo, video, this like now, and design center local. So URL, if you see line number 14, so this is the URL. This Mule Khan MCP demo has been deployed to Cloud Hub. So the URL along with this design center, which we have seen in the configuration, right, the path. And since I have enforced client ID enforcement policy into our API, so I have to pass this client ID secret as a head, as in headers. So this is the way we have to specify client ID secret, and then it will get validated, and then it will get into your API and get the response. And based on the response, Cursor AI will analyze and then propagate the response. So this is the Cursor configuration. And we can just open the chat, with the using of Control L and the shortcut key, and then you can provide your input. So like, can you provide me the employee details of further this so employee, or employee ID by contact. So I'll just go through this uh, project. So let me just show. Hmm. So in this one, if you see here, get design center by
Uh,
projects.
Najim, you're not sharing your screen.
Is it?
Yeah, it got stopped.
Okay.
Yeah, it's,
Open visible. Yeah.
yeah. Can you remove that down one, that hide? Can you hide it? Sharing your screen thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the project I have created. So first thing, in this one, I have created three tools. Tools is nothing but a number of flows, right? So this first one is get design center by projects. Get design center from the projects, right? So I have given the name as this get design center projects. And in this one, I have just I'm using this tool listener. So this is the configuration which I have shown in the screenshot. So slash design center and HTTP listener config, right? If you see here, there are other things. We have to specify the name should be relevant, so that other person can uh, identify, okay, what is this all about. So name, we can give any name, it's up to us. And description, so I have given the description: retrieve all API specification defined in design center. And this is the parameter schema. So this is the default one. I am not given any required fields to be given by the user. So for other for different this tools, I have given the required field. So this is the simple, default schema you have to we have to provide. And this response, so response is I am just reading as a raw payload. So we'll we'll get the response from the API, and then Cursor will analyze, and then uh, mm, will propagate the response to the users. Okay. So this one is for get design center projects. So how we are getting, so this is the HTTP request. So in this request, I have given this HTTP design so in this one, mule host we have kept in this properties. And here, if you see, yeah, authentication is this. We have to give this client credentials. So I'll showcase, okay, how this will work. So in this one, we have to specify this client credentials types, where we have to give the organization ID and user ID. So if you see here, I have given this mule owner ID is nothing but a user ID, and this is the organization ID we have to provide so that it will get into your design center projects. So this is the first get. And then if it doesn't exist, suppose if you want to just if you input, can you check if Salesforce process API exists? So it will invoke this tools, and then we'll get into your projects, and then we'll check whether it exists or not. And if it doesn't exist, it will just provide you the response it doesn't exist. And if we provide an input like, can you please check this if it exists or not, and if it doesn't exist, then we can create, can you please create API specification for this endpoint. So then it will further invoke this one. So here if you see, uh, I have given this name and then create API specification, and this is the classifier, whether it is a RAML or Open API. So if a user doesn't provide, then it will consider as a RAML as a default one. So here if you see, required name of the API and the classifier. So properties, the name as a string, the name of the project, and then description, optional description of the projects, right? So these are the enum this and here if you see, again is a HTTP request. So it will just create with the using of owner user ID and organization ID. It will create your API specification in this project. Okay, so the project is being identified based on the user ID and organization ID, right? And so this is the creation of the projects. So, but the content is still, I mean, for content we have different tools. So first if it gets into this flow, so it will create the project in design center, followed by this content. So in contents what we have, so after this it will give the response as a project ID, the created project ID. So that project ID I have set taken into this variable. And then you know that suppose in the same design center projects, if I have opened earlier, then but you cannot edit right at the same time. So first I'm checking this release log. If it is acquired by someone, so first I'm getting it released, then acquiring this log for the same project. Okay, and then create design center specification for the complete endpoints which we are providing the input in cursor, whatever number of inputs, right? And then once it is created, we can just release the log so that others can use this. So for this, the configuration needs to be done. So currently, if you see here, I have two projects: Salesforce Process API and SAPI Employee Details. And for this configuration, what we need to do, we need to go to the connected apps, and then we have to create, and then you just need to select this one, client credentials, and you can just provide all the scopes. Okay, currently I have created this is this app, and I have given this all the enabled all the scopes. So actually we need runtime. If you see here, runtime design center, yeah, these are the scopes needs to be designs in designs, creator, developer, viewer. So creator needs to be added. So I have given just all this, I've added all the scopes. So once you did have this, so this client ID and secret you need to provide in the configuration. And how you will get the user ID, which we have passed in this headers. So this is the user ID, and organization ID is again what, yeah, business group. So this is the organization ID. Okay, so yeah, these five things needs to be configured according to your, yeah. And then if I go here, mm, so in this MCP JSON, this is the URL. If you see, I have deployed this to MCP. This is the URL, right? And the path is design center. Okay. So if I enable it, so it will try to connect to the Cloud Hub URL. Until here, if you have any question, yeah, please feel free to ask.
I don't see anything in the chat at least.
Okay. So yeah, it is trying to connect to this URL. Once it is connected, so we'll see number of tools loaded. So meanwhile, I'll just provide the input. uh, Okay, 5 tools enabled. So I'll just ask how many number of projects are in Design Center. So now it should invoke get Design Center projects, right? So if I provide run tool, so it will fetch the number of projects which are in Design Center. So currently I have SAP employee details and Salesforce system API. So it is saying that two. Can you give the detail?
Meanwhile, we have a question,
Yeah,
Nazim.
yeah.
Like, where can we get the Anypoint platform URL? Like
Anypoint,
Anypoint platform URL. Like any specific URL you are using?
just anypoint .mulesoft.com. That's yeah,
Is the normal
same.
one?
It's
Yeah.
normal host, yeah. So yeah, it is responded with Salesforce process API and SAP employee details. So all the details it is provided. Now, would you like to this? No. So now I'll just try to create Salesforce system API is already there, right? Acha, process API, yeah. So I'll just put with, we have to provide the endpoints, right? I'll check account opportunity. Let's okay, let me check if Salesforce API exists. If it doesn't exist, please create Salesforce API. So yeah, now it is creating. So it is invoking create ramel tool, right? So we have three tools. First one was get, and then get design center projects, and then second one was create, and then it is with content. So add ramel spec is already there. So 3 of 3 done. I checked the project, there was no project name Salesforce, so added the ramel with the requested endpoints. So 3 endpoints: health check, account, opportunity. So if I check in this design center, so currently it is Salesforce process APIs, API employee details. So it should have Salesforce system API as well, Salesforce API. So whatever the name it's you provide in the input, it's the same name it will use to create the projects. So it is case sensitive. Whatever you provide, the same will get created. So sometimes I have seen that there are something we needs to just do some little bit tweak. But yeah, no, this time yeah, it is without errors. So these 3 endpoints: health check, account, opportunity. So it has created. So and now if anyone wants to work on this project, so it will already release this log, right? So other can, I have just shown you, right? Acquired the log and then release. And if we don't release it, then it will be acquired by this process only. So yeah, I have added this release log as well. So this is how we can create, and we can create different other API as well. Whatever we provide, it will act on this, your based on your input provided.
And Nashim, so Srikant here. So I just joined late,
Yeah,
but I just wanted to understand this
yeah, it's okay.
tool. Where you configure this? Any point in this tool, Nashim?
In this tool,
Yeah.
okay, okay. So okay, first thing you need to just install this cursor. Actually this
So
one
this
I
is
didn't
VS Code, or
recap.
it is in a
This is cursor. Yeah,
cursor is in a tool.
cursor.
Cursor.
Yeah.
Okay.
So first you install
Okay.
this, and then you have to go to this settings.
Okay.
Okay. Once you go to the setting, you can just search for MCP tools.
Okay.
So once you go to the MCP tools, you can add your MCP servers. So suppose you have already created one project and you have added this tool listener and you are exposing this to the AI agent.
Mhm.
And if you are, running from local as well, so it also run. But if you deploy to Cloud Hub, so you have to specify the URL. So you have to add this new MCP server. So MCP server, you need to just, let's say, this one,
Mhm.
MCP demo. Huh? So this is the for one MCP server for you. So you can name anything, and you have to specify the URL, which URL it needs to uh, connect
So
to.
you mean that whichever the API we deploy into the any point, so that one we need to take as an MCP server, right?
Correct, correct, correct. So the
Mhm.
suppose we have all existing APIs,
Correct.
right? But if that existing API, if we need to connect to a AI
Mhm.
agent, so there are other things, other configuration needs to be done. So MCP provides the standard way to get into this AI agent. So with this MCP tool
Mhm.
listener, we can expose our API.
Okay.
Okay, we can expose our API so that it can be consumed by AI agent.
Okay, so in my organization,
Hmm.
okay, so let's suppose we are
Hmm.
maintaining the business group. Under business group, we are maintaining the environments. Okay,
Okay,
so
yes.
each environment this API's deployments, right? So
Yes,
how we
for each
can,
environment.
yeah, connect and deploy these? Maybe this
Correct.
MCP server tool.
Mhm,
Okay, so
mhm.
before we need to design the API, maybe request, we need to connect this MCP tool. You mean to say?
Uh, Come again,
See, here you
please.
first you configure the MCP server tool, right, listener? Then the request you
Here,
configure.
here.
Correct.
Okay. So this is nothing to do with your cursor
Hmm.
configuration.
Okay.
This is just, it's a entry point to get into your API implementation.
Okay.
So here we are not providing anything. Anything we are not providing. If you see
Yeah.
here, we are not giving any, our organization or
Mhm.
other
Mhm.
things. It is we have just specified the name and the path in the MCP server configuration. If you see
Yeah,
here, this is the design center. So if you see the URL for this project, so this is the URL,
correct.
right? So this URL I have specified in this one along with this path.
Okay.
So MCP tool listener is nothing nothing but the entry point to get into your implementation.
So
Now, I think your next question is you have different organization ID, different
correct.
environment, right? So that is related to this one.
Mhm.
So this tool listener, once suppose if you have provided any input and it identifies that okay, this tool needs to be
Mhm.
invoked, AI identified that this needs to be invoked. So this depends on your logic, what you have written inside this tool listener.
Okay. So
So currently I am
mhm.
just
Mhm.
demonstrating to create an API specification using just providing the simple input.
Okay. So without this MCP server, also we can connect this cursor I mean API tool, and we can design and deploy.
Without this, I don't know. Uh, I don't know how. I mean, but there are ways, right? Currently, I mean, AI agents are getting into our any APIs,
Correct.
right? They are consuming, but this MCP, as I shown.
Sorry, what was the question? Without cursor, we
So
can.
Abhish, yeah. So without cursor in any points
Without
to that
MCP.
connector, we can connect the MCP tools. That UI, the cursor API tool.
Without the MCP tool,
Correct.
without the
MCP
listener.
tool. Yes.
Um,
No,
no,
no, no. But there are ways. There are ways. See,
Mhm.
suppose let's take out this MCP.
Okay.
Okay. So even nowadays, multiple AI agents are consuming the API,
Correct.
yeah.
right? Yeah. But suppose now we are using cursor. Not organization. They have created their own agent.
Okay.
So it just simplifies the unified way of connecting to APIs with multiple agents. There can be a scenario that an organization needs cursor AI or cloud desktop or VS
Mhm.
code. So they have some different ways to configurations to connect into the APIs. But MC, if we are using MCP, so MuleSoft provides the simplified way, means unified way to connect to any AI agent.
Okay.
So we need this tool so that whatever the agent is saying, this tool can understand and perform. If you don't use it, who is going to listen it? Or otherwise, you have got it
And the
in the
way
way. Yeah.
the way to configure, yeah.
Okay.
Because chat gpt, if you see here in the left hand side, yeah, in chat gpt they may have different way of configurations to get into this API.
Okay. And
Okay, but
one more thing,
yeah, please.
Nasim and Abhishek. So
Yeah,
this MCP server connector is the MuleSoft one, or it is in a third party connector?
no, this is MuleSoft.
MuleSoft
So
connector.
MuleSoft has provided, yeah.
So, I mean,
See,
why?
mcp
Why?
is mcp is mcp is identified, and in this was from third party system. Okay, but MuleSoft supports MCP. That is what it the terms called.
Okay.
So MuleSoft has created their own connector to
Mhm.
connect to the API.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Nasim and
Yeah.
Abhishek.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Nasim, can you show the configuration you did to connect to the design center from the HTTP requester once?
yeah. Here,
Like, yeah, what URL, what host you have used for this?
host. Yeah, host is this one. Actually, I have just removed this. I can share this
Yeah,
properties file. I can share the properties file. So five things. One is host.
yeah. Can you show the property file once?
Yeah, yeah. No, property file. I've just removed it. Property file.
Okay,
Yeah. Actually, I was using this different PC.
got it,
So
got it,
yeah,
got it.
yeah.
But
So
still,
can share.
that is the anypoint.mulesoft.com slash
Yeah.
design center, right? That one only.
Yes, yes. Not design center.
Uh-huh.
Design center I have given in the path. If you see
Yeah,
here,
that's what, like the complete path will be anypoint.mulesoft.com
correct,
design center slash API designer projects, right?
correct, correct, correct.
So Kiran, that's the anypoint.mulesoft.com only for design center as well.
Host, yeah. If you see
The
here,
host will be that one only. Yeah.
mule.host I have just given.
Yeah.
And after that slash design center, I've specified in the paths
Okay.
here.
The same path. Cool.
Yeah,
Just using the connected app, we have connected it.
correct. And this owner ID is nothing but a user ID I have shown, and this organization ID, so that it will get into your project.
Yep. Thanks.
Okay,
Hey
and
Naseem,
in,
one question here.
yeah, yeah, please.
Can you open the mule flow?
Hmm.
Uh, See the configuration for MCP server. Can you click on this one? Yeah, this one.
Yeah, yeah.
And the listener configuration. So this is just running on local.
No, no, no. This is running. I mean, if you want to run in the local, it will run in the local. But in the properties, I
Hmm.
have provided this HTTP dot port.
Okay.
So currently, see, this one is what I am showing. It is from Cloud Hub. So this
Hmm.
project is deployed to Cloud Hub.
On the cloud up, so we'll take
Yeah.
that URL. Okay,
Yes.
that's
Yes.
fine.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the same. I mean, the our standard way to configuration for the listener config.
Yeah,
Only
okay,
in
got it.
HTTP MCP server configuration, we just need this SSE endpoint. So that is the path. And other thing is name. We have to specify the name of the tools. Tools I can say I already told nothing but a flow, right? We can consider as a
Hmm.
tools, yeah. And this is the parameters. So in parameters, if suppose if we need to provide anything, like if we need any required fields from the users, so we can provide. Like here, if I have provided this projects and the uh, name and the classifier required fields, because if we don't provide the name, it will ask you, okay, can you please specify the name of the project which needs to be created.
Got it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.
Yeah. Do we have any other question?
Hi, Nasir.
Hi.
Prasad here. So we can create only the YAML, or we can create security schemes and also examples. We can go further also.
Examples means request response example.
Yes.
Yeah, we can create. So we can provide this see LLM works on your I mean the how is concrete way, you can provide the inputs. Based on that, it will act. So like I have provided, okay, can you please create the see, if you see here, with proper endpoints. If I don't include these endpoints, it will again analyze, and okay, it will think, okay, what is this health check and account and opportunity. So if we can provide, okay, can you please create example as well for the request and response, it will create. Because I have checked in the for the PAPI policies, yeah, I have created with the proper request and response. And this MCP tools we can integrate with the cloudy desktop as well. Yeah, that is also very
Yeah, because this
useful.
is a orchestration part.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you have created a MCP server, and that can be used to any AI. What
Any agent. Yeah, yeah, correct.
So when we are designing, we are not actually designing directly through cursor, but from cursor we are giving the instruction, which is ultimately going to the API, and then that is doing the thing.
Correct.
Yeah, so it can be configured anywhere.
And like, yeah, these things we can use in our project. Like if you are using this Gremlin query to get the policies details and all these things. So if we create one consolidated API where we can get the records from DynamoDB or wherever your backend system is, and then it will be very easy to get all the details at a centralized place. But the thing are nowadays, we are also proposing to our customers client, they have their own security concerns. But if we create our own agent, that is the main thing. If we create, suppose organization are nowadays, every organization is creating their own agent. So MCP, here come MuleSoft MCP comes into the picture, because it is we can say it can be configured with any agent, right? So that's the best way to use this MuleSoft MCP. Because cursor, most organization they will not use cursor, because of this security. Because it will, what the AI agent do, I have provided this information, it will store this information for the future reference, right? So the organization cannot expose all the informations to any agent. So nowadays all organizations are creating their own agent, and that agent using this MCP tools, yeah, get into their backend system. And then it will be very easy for any QA person or any business analyst, if they want to know in what number of policies are going to expire, or based on that, they can take decisions and all. So it's very nice to have. Yeah,
Great, thanks,
thank
Naseem.
you.
So that's it, or we have anything more?
I think, yeah,